Hey, you guys. Came on here really, I don't know if it's going to be quick or not. I really don't. For a spread that I was called to do. And I'm going to be calling this Sis Let's Talk because this is clearly a feminine energy that I'm picking up on really, really heavy. And I decided to sit down and get an intuitive message transcribed for you all. And then I'm going to go ahead and pull some cards and reference the situation and get you a little bit more clarity just in case you're unsure if this in fact is you or not, okay? But I know the message can be used universally across the board. So if the message relates but the cards do not, take what you need and throw away the rest, okay? So the message says, the cycles you find yourself in are not because of lack of intellect. They are more so due to how you display emotion. Emotions, while temporary, pose as much of a threat to a person unfamiliar with love as a gun pointed in a stranger's face. Know that whether they know love or not, it is not your responsibility to teach them. Know that the strongest thing to do in situations like this is to walk away. Not because you don't care, but because you do. So, you guys, that was pretty intense. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull some cards in reference to the situation using the Chakra Wisdom Tarot. Okay. Spirit, can you give us messages of truth, healing, and prosperity for whoever this individual is? We'll just call you Sister. Spirit, can you give messages for Sister, please, Spirit? Can you bring forth messages for Sister, please, Spirit? Okay. Okay, so out we have the Princess of Wands, the Moon, and the Emperor. Okay. So immediately, I would definitely say I'm sensing that, someone is in this, I keep hearing childlike atmosphere. So you may be a teacher, you may be a daycare provider, you may even just love children. And have somewhat of a whimsical, childlike personality. Is definitely how you're coming through. But very grounded. So you very well could be an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, okay? Or you could just be kind of settled in more of a grounding energy at this present time. The Moon card signifies that there is something that is not being seen here. Something that hasn't quite been illuminated with the light of the sun. The funny thing here that I'm also seeing is that there's two sides to the situation. You see the white wolf here and the black wolf here. But both of them, if you look, crown chakras are glowing. They both have the intuition and wisdom that they need, and I feel like that's coming from both sides of you, specifically. Both your masculine and your feminine, your yin and yang. Because it's, you can see too the color in the black and the white. And there's some part of the situation where there needs to be balance, but there isn't at this present time. And the energy that's not balanced is coming from this person, the Emperor in reverse. Funny thing is that, this on, board stance, it's like both personalities are in their lesser. They're not necessarily in their more prominent or in their more positive. They're in their lesser. So, whatever it may be, for those of you that may be identifying with the Princess of Wands, you may be in a situation where you're not feeling as strong as you are. The beautiful thing about the Princess of Wands is that she holds so much power, or even the Page of Wands is what it signifies. So, hosting all of this power, all of this creativity, all of this ability to do great things, but not yet understanding how to fully tap into that. It feels like this Princess of Wands is kind of getting her footing, trying to figure out, where to kind of plant roots, and wants to plant roots with this person, but for some reason this person is not as inclined to do the same. Is not as inclined to do the same. And I just heard past pain, and it's because of their own past pain. Spirit, can you tell us more about the Princess of Wands? Yeah. So we have the Two of Wands in reverse. We have the Ace of Swords. And we have the Three of Cups. So there's going to be an outing. There's going to be an outing of some kind, or a gathering with you and your friends, that is going to kind of help you to kind of decide what to do about your situation. Now, whatever the situation is and however this epiphany comes about, it's going to happen through a very indirect form. It's not like you guys are specifically talking about you and your person, but through the conversation, it's going to allow you to unpack your own situation and look at it from a more objective standpoint. Take your emotions out of the situation and really see what it is that has been, not necessarily clear to you, not necessarily in clear view. Yeah, it's almost like you intuitively came to this conclusion on your own and decided that, you were going to go ahead and cut right to the chase, get to the root of things, really figure out what it is exactly that's going on or not taking place within your dynamic, for the two of you to move forward. With the Two of Wands being in reverse, it's almost like this feeling of, of indecision, of wanting things to work out, but them not necessarily being, like confusion is what I just heard. So, it's coming from a place of, just utter confusion between the two of you and you having to make this decision. But it's kind of coming segue by, this conversation or dealings that happened with your friends. Okay. Spirit, can you tell us a little bit more about the Moon card? Spirit, can you tell us more about the Moon card? Too many cards here, Spirit. Jeez. Spirit, can you tell us more about the Moon card? Okay, it's 2. Here we have the Nine of Wands in reverse. And we have the Eight of Swords, okay? So it's almost like someone here is racking their brain, really trying to figure out what it is about the situation and why it's not working. The biggest thing too, and you also got the Empress. I'm sorry about that. The Empress was the first card out in reverse. And the Empress in reverse, it's almost like it's being revealed to you that this happily ever after that you wanted with this person really doesn't exist. That somehow, some way you created this dynamic on your own. And I know that sounds so harsh, and I'm sorry, sis. And it's not to say that it wasn't a possibility, but what it seems like is it's like you are trying, but you're not seeming to get anywhere. And you're now at the point where it's like, I'm investing and I'm trying so hard. Why is it that what I'm doing is not necessarily reaping the benefit of what I've put in? Like, I'm really doing all that I can. I've literally gone to war for this situation. Why is it that things aren't panning out the right way? It's almost coming to an understanding within yourself that, hey, this is crazy. Like, this is madness. Why am I putting up with this? Why am I dealing with this? I don't have to. I don't need to. Finally putting yourself in this place of this Eight of Swords where you're realizing I have created this situation for myself. This is almost at this point self-sabotage. I can walk away at any given time. I've put myself in this situation. Yeah, and I'm hearing not put yourself, but pinned yourself into the situation. It's almost like, if you take a look here at the Eight of Swords and how her dress is kind of pinned in between these swords. It's almost like the conversations that you all were having really had you thinking that things were going to move in a direction that they weren't. And now you feel stuck. You feel stuck. You feel stuck. But with the Nine of Wands in reverse, you're taking your power back. Even though you may feel stuck, you're still in a place where you're taking your power back. Spirit, can you tell us a little bit more about the Empress in reverse? Oh, okay. And so the Empress in reverse, the card coming out for that was the Princess of Coins. So basically just coming out and really understanding that this is something that you cherish, something that you wanted, something that you saw abundance and growth and life in. For some of you, this also is a situation of something that has to do with children, with pregnancy. I don't know why I'm being reminded of that. For some of you, this may be a situation where you were pregnant and had a miscarriage. And it's almost like for some of you, the only reason why you're holding on to this situation is because of all that you saw and relates to this pregnancy and this life that almost was. You're now sitting in this place of like, oh, I feel like I had to forgive you. I felt like I had to be there and support you and, show my concern and my care for you because we were getting ready to be parents. We were getting ready to build a full life with each other. Somehow, some way, things have changed, things have shifted. But the most beautiful part is this Princess of Coins. Coming to this realization where you realize your all doesn't stand within this person and that your all stands within you. You're now able to pick up this coin, pick up this stability on your own and say, you know what? I think I want something different. I know I want something different. Spirit, can you tell us a little bit more about this Eight of Swords? What is blinding, sister? What is blinding, sister? Okay. So what's blinding you is your own situation. Your own situation. For some of you, it's not at all being open to love at all. For others of you, it's financial. You're focused on getting in your money. You're focused on your hustle. You're focused on doing the things that you want to do and creating a life for yourself that you want to create. That there's somewhat of a block. That block there is your discernment with the High Priestess in reverse. You're not using your intuition. You're not using your discernment. But I keep getting discernment with this card. This isn't, of course, intuitively speaking, your discernment, is very important and very vital at this time. But it's almost like you've been so focused on your pentacles, so focused on your money, so focused on, taking care of you and making sure that you're good, that you're not even seeing the things that are like falling to the wayside in the process of your focus. And honestly, this energy doesn't even feel like you. It may be the opposing party. Like this may be their energy. Like they're focused on their money, they're focused on building, they're focused on doing all the things that they're trying to do and not necessarily using their discernment, not necessarily going with their gut in regards to the situation. Okay, being in a situation where there's a lot of sleepless nights. Four of Swords. With the Four of Swords, you know, in reverse being here, it's like instead of there being time to meditate, to relax, to, you know, release, it's almost like you're doing the direct opposite. You're constantly moving, you're constantly in movement, you're constantly keeping things going to the point where you can't see what's right in front of you. And for a lot of you, that situation is that this relationship is coming to a close, and that's hard. For others of you, this is a situation where it's time to dive deep. It's time to dive deep into your intuition and to take some time out to meditate, take some time out to sit and be still, to do the very thing that you've been avoiding to do. It's almost like a part of you knew what was to come out of the situation, but you couldn't allow yourself to rest in that. You couldn't allow yourself to be okay with that because you wanted this person. Spirit, can you tell us more about the Emperor? Spirit, can you tell us more about the Emperor? Sister, I just heard all company isn't good company. Spirit, can you tell us more about the Emperor? I just heard he only wanted one thing. And honestly, it's crazy, but sister, I have to disagree. In this situation that I'm picking up specifically, this person didn't just want your body. They didn't want just a sexual situation. But it's almost like they don't know how to communicate that. Yeah, it's like, okay. So we have the Fool. We have the Strength card in reverse. And we have the Seven of Coins. Okay? So it's almost like taking the coward way out. It's like they want a new beginning. You know, they want a new beginning. They want things to be different. They want change. But it's almost like they're not strong enough to really push toward obtaining that different, that new. For some people, it's so new that it's unnerving. It's so new that it makes them uncomfortable. It's so new that it scares them. And for a lot of you, they're not willing to take this leap of faith. But for some of you, there is a person here who doesn't know how to say how they're feeling. But, you know, I'm almost getting like, sis, you don't even realize how bad you are to them. Like, they look at you like, what? How did I get her? How is she a part of my life? I don't understand. I'm confused. I want to believe that this is what it is. I want to believe that this is real. I want to believe that, you know, we're really going to go places. But I got all this other stuff going on. I'm taking care of everybody. I'm taking care of my family. I'm taking care of this. I'm taking care of that. And I don't really know if I can lend all of this. And, you know, I'm not sure if this person can handle all that I'm looking to go into with them. It's almost like this person has so much responsibility and they're not quite sure if you can handle the level of responsibility that they have. And it's like, instead of giving you the option to pick or choose or say like yes or no, they've kind of just stepped back. Overall energy, yeah. Under that is a 10 of Wands for the cards that just came out. So that's just being, you know, that heavy burden of like, I'm taking care of everything on my own. That's interesting. Spirit, can you tell me more about where sister is with the Emperor? Spirit, can you tell me more about where sister is with the Emperor? Spirit, can you tell me more about where sister is with the Emperor? Spirit, Can you tell me more about where sister is with the emperor? Ooh. Okay, quite a few cards have come out. So the first card out was the Two of Swords. So straight up confusion. Three of Swords, being hurt. This is so interesting. It's like on one side, right? You're confused, you're stuck between a rock and a hard place, right? Because on this side, there's the outcome of hurt, confusion, betrayal, and feeling like you're not my person, you're not who I thought you were. And then on the other side, there's like, oh my God, we could really build. We can really do great things together. Oh, I love the way that you love me. Oh, I love the way that I love you. And we can really start again. We can really create something beautiful. It's crazy because, and I don't know why this analogy is coming back to me, but it's almost like someone has their hand out and they have their hand out, right? And they're waiting for the person that they're gesturing their hand to take their hand. And the person's like, no, I want, nah. And all the while, this person has their hand out. All the while, this person has their hand out. All the while, this person's like, love me, care for me. Here's the love that you've never gotten. I'm willing to give it to you. But this is so far from this person's normal. And it makes me think like, Spirit, was the Emperor ever betrayed? Yeah, it's like they've been the Knight of Cups before. It's almost like they want to sweep you off your feet. They want to be super romantic, but there's a part of them that is resisting how they truly feel. The Knight of the Cups is the most romantic, most compassionate knight of the deck. Okay? Spirit, can you tell us more about this Emperor? Do they want this relationship? Do they want this relationship, Spirit? Okay. So we have the Three of Wands, the Hierophant, and we have the Ten of Swords. It's almost like they've had a revelation about you. Now, this is not for everybody. This is a very specific message. It's almost like you presented them with something or they saw something that changed their mind towards the situation altogether. So that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay, so all day I've been hearing this song, Fun Girl by Summer Walker. And I love that song because it's so raw and it's so stripped down and it's not a whole bunch of studio, effects or anything like that. It's just really her speaking from a very vulnerable place and talking about how, she talks about, does it make me be undesirable, but that makes you so attractive? And she, goes on later to explain, how is it because I know what I want just like you. And I make my own money and my own moves. Love who I want and not, and fuck who I choose to. Like, and then she goes and say, like, life's unfair, right? And, forgive me, child. Look, I can't hold a note, but it's almost like he's made up his mind about you. And as much as he's trying to resist that feeling within himself, he's made up his mind based on a preconceived notion. This is not necessarily something that honestly is the truth. It doesn't seem like it's the truth. But it's almost like the way you live your life and the way you do things and how free you are says, I don't know, like he thinks that you're not the right person. He sees that there's not, almost like he doesn't want to commit to you because of whatever fear has created itself based on an assumption. So it's like he knows he's going to hurt you. He knows he will eventually betray you. He doesn't necessarily want to, but he kind of feels like he has no choice because he can no longer invest in this situation. 3 of Wands upright signifies like waiting for your ships to come in. He's no longer waiting because he's made a decision that he feels like was the best for him, no matter how much it hurts with this 10 of Swords. Wow. Interesting. Overall energy is the Chariot. Sis, I would say ultimately, it's time to move forward. You're never going to be able to convince someone who has already made up their mind about who you are that you're somebody else. And now it makes more sense why Spirit said it's not your responsibility to show them or teach them love. Like, and how sometimes in situations like this, the best thing you can do is walk away. Not because you don't care, but because you do. Wow. I need more advice here for Sister Spirit. This is so interesting. So you have the 6 of Wands. Being in a place of victory that occurs fairly fast. Not because it's what you want, but simply because you're no longer in this place of confusion. It's like with this devil energy, it's like you're aware of what this opposing energy, resistance energy was. Like, you're now aware of it. So you're like, that's how you really feel about me. Nah, that's not really my truth. So, have a great life. And it's like you quickly get over it and you're quickly able to like move forward. And I say that with the Death card up right here. Everything that once was has, laid down roots in this tree over here. But she walks away renewed. She walks away feeling totally different about her situation and her own circumstance, knowing who she is what I just heard. You're going to walk away from this situation with a whole new attitude, not because of anything that this person has done, but because of what it's taught you about you. You know who you are and you know what you want. It's like the lyrics keep coming back to me because I know what I want just like you. Because I make my own money and my own moves. For some of you, this person is super intimidated by your independence. They wish you were a little bit more dependent on them. And while there's nothing wrong with allowing a person to come in and take care of you, for a lot of us, a lot of feminine energy and a lot of, women, period, a lot of us don't want to be kept anymore. We want to be supported. It's cool. Nice things are cool. I get that vibe. Like, it's like, nice things are cool. But, like, I don't need you for that. What I need you for is my mental. What I need you for is my emotional stability. What I need you for is all of these different things that I've put on you. And sis, I'm going to say something that may be a little touchy. You may be a little mad at me after this, but it's okay. I can take it. I love you still. That the reason why this transformation is happening now is because you've put so much weight on this relationship to evaluate, prove, and create a sense of safety around you that only you can create for yourself. And for some of you, no. I'm sorry, I was getting ready to say for some of you. No, this is for all of you. All of us. You're supposed to be co-creating that sense of safety together with spirit. And instead, you're trying to put a person or a relationship, something that is three-dimensional here, into that space. And it's almost like you have a puzzle piece, and it's the last puzzle piece, but it doesn't quite fit, and it's because it doesn't go to that puzzle, it goes to another one. This safety, this victory that you're going to come to fairly fast through your communication and be like, hey, nah, I'm good. I'm not worried about it no more. You can keep that. That energy is coming from the fact that you realize that what you've been searching for in them existed in you all along. And I know I'm always preaching that, you guys. I know I'm always preaching that you have so much within you, but you really, truly do. And this is just another example of someone selling themselves short in order to be involved, in order to feel safe in some aspect. But that safety needs to be worked on within you first, sis, before you can reach out your hand. Before you can reach out your hand. Interesting. Let's pull some cards for advice. Gosh, we're already at 33 minutes. I was not expecting this reading to be this long. Okay, I'm going to pull some cards from the Spirit Animal Oracle. Spirit, can we get some messages of advice for sister, please? Can we get some messages of advice for sister, please? Woo, beautiful. Spirit, can we get some messages of advice out here for Spirit? For sister, I'm sorry. Alrighty, is this two? Nope. Ooh, Jesus. Yes, y'all. Okay, can I take them? Yes? No? Okay. Spirit, can we get one more card out here for Sister Spirit? Can we get one more card out here for Sister Spirit? Alrighty. Goodness gracious. Look, let me tell you something. If there has not been a claim to the divine energy that exists within you, honey, when I'm telling you abundance is coming, when I'm telling you everything that you want in your life is happening now and occurring now, it's almost like this is the final test to see if you're really ready for what you've been asking for. Come on, sis. Cow Spirit, the miracles are endless. The miracles are endless. Panther Spirit, Reclaim your power. Bobcat spirit. Life is a mystery. Come on, sis. Come on, sis. Whew. And the overall energy for your reading is spider spirit. Make your dreams real. And on that note, we're done. On that note, we are finished. I love you so much. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to this beautiful channel where we will be doing collective readings whenever I feel pulled or whenever I feel somebody energy calling me in, just like today. I love you guys so much. Again, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe on this video. Let's start a conversation down in the comments because I know it's a lot of my feminine energy going through this, a lot, but this is specifically for a woman. I know this is specifically for a woman, but it definitely could correlate, and you know, a lot of people can definitely benefit from this reading because this reading was powerful. So yeah, all right, that was T, sis. Love you.